Good morning, my lovelies, and welcome to a very bright and sunny Wednesday morning. I hope you're all well. So this morning I'm on my own. I've got to go to work today. I'm doing a big shift. So Miss Lou is safely still tucked up in bed. So how are we all today? I hope we're well, and I hope the sun is making you all very, very happy. So this morning, as we know, there have been a few rule changes concerning lockdown, social distancing, bubbles, families. Oh, he fell over then. Morning. And that got me thinking. When we first had our very first lockdown back in March, and everybody was at home, and nobody was allowed out to play, the streets were dead. There were no cars on the road, there were no people out on the streets. Our local town centres and city centres were dead. And you know what? I absolutely loved that, because I hadn't got to deal with people. And that was the empath in me coming out. For as long as I can remember, I have never felt comfortable around people, whether it be a small crowd or a large crowd. I've never felt comfortable around new places. And sometimes I could walk into a building and not get a good vibe off it. And for years I thought that was me being oversensitive. But it wasn't until I started on my spiritual path that I came across the word an empath. Now, I knew what empathy meant, showing kindness towards another human being or another thing, living thing in times of need. But an empath, I didn't really realise what that was. The more I read into it, the more I understood that that was me. My sister calls me touchy-feely, because I have to touch things. I don't know, it's a compulsion I have. I have to touch things. So I feel energies. I feel a person's energy. I know if that person's in a good mood or a bad mood. I know if that person's a good person or a bad person. I feel the energies within a home, an older home. I know if it's been a happy home or not a happy home. I've been to places, stood in the middle of nowhere, and the energy I've got has not been good. Now, it's not something I've trained to do. It's something I've always been able to do, but never fully understood what it was. Sometimes I see it as a curse, and sometimes I see it as a blessing, and it's something I'm still learning to deal with, because suffering with depression, empathy buggers that up, because you'll feel the energy off somebody, but then you'll wind yourself up over it, and then the depression will kick in. But generally, on the whole, empathy is something I'm learning to live with, something I'm learning to deal with, something I have to learn to step back from sometimes, you know, with too much energy. But yeah, it would be interesting to see how many empaths are out there. I know there's a lot in the pagan community. I know there's a lot in the tarot community that I follow. It's a trait. Everybody has it, just not everybody learns how to tune into it. And I do think that if we use our empathy, if us empaths use our empathy towards other people, maybe the world would be a better place, but it doesn't always work out like that. Some people are completely incapable of having empathy or being an empath. So my lovelies, I have come to the end of the road and I will be turning into work shortly. So I hope you all have a very blessed Wednesday on this beautiful morning. Take care of yourselves, and as always, look after each other. Be kind. You don't know what that person's going through. And as always, I'm sending you much love and many blessings.